All right, I think we're live.
Welcome to The Antenna with Adam Rush, virtual open mic, hosted by myself, the Poet Laureate of Brookfield, and also the Brookfield Library. You can always sign up and log into this event. We do it on a monthly basis. So I'm going to read a short poem that I wrote, and then I'm going to get the first act on tonight, our featured act, Without a Chord, which is a very interesting artist I've met probably about 2 years ago now. He used to come to the open mics. We used to call him the band, one band. And basically he could bring all the sounds that we needed for his own show. So it's going to be exciting. He's going to be playing some piano tonight. So I'm really excited about that. This one's called Sap Blood. I write the dark corners and shadow strangers. I will write without sight and mangle garden with my blindness. I write the alley and the dumpsters of corners and the sacrifice. I write without sarcasm and pick at Falstaff's weak mouth. See how clever my tongue and my pen. I write until I sleep and worries disappear and I am without thought. All right, so that's a little short poem. That's a lot of my poetry is about, the process of writing. This one was first called Without Thought, and then a friend of mine suggested Sap Blood because it has an interesting metaphor that works well with the imagery I'm using. So let's get started without a chord right now. So we're going to get him logged on, and there you go. And thanks again for coming to The Antenna with Adam Rush here on our virtual Zoom space.
Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello. Hold on, I might have to get out and then get back in. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Can you hear this?
Yes.
is that was that long enough?
Very nice, Mark.
Thanks. Thank you.
Very good job, man. Appreciate that. What piece was that?
I am improv.
Improv, total improv. Nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about how you got your name without a chord?
Okay. Yeah. So I had originally well, it's kind of a play on words. Baroque music doesn't have chords. Chords were invented pretty much after that. Like it goes like Gregorian chant and then Baroque. So it's kind of alluding to my Baroque style that I compose my music with. And yeah, and I think that in general, even two-note chords, like the chord is really like a relationship between notes. And if you have a three-note chord, like everyone jumps to three-note chords right away, and even two-note chords are like pretty complex. I mean, even playing notes, it also, I do a lot of arpeggiations, which are broken chords, so they're not actually chords. So that also that's kind of where I started with the name for it. And it's kind of a bravado type of thing too. Like I made that like without a chord, and some of my songs, like I don't really use it. I have and I do, but so not so much in the chords, because I like to layer melodies in a Baroque way, and then you know I can use chords, like two-note chords, to just add a little, fill more of the upper section or even the lower section to add more harmonics, and not really make them the focus. Or yeah. So that's pretty much how I got my name. I love melodies, so I like to play them and write them.
Yes, that is. I love that. I love that description of what you're doing. It's pretty incredible. Without a chord, and we've met many times because you used to come to the Danbury shows a lot, the Danbury open mics, where you would bring your box, and that's all you would bring.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I have that, and I just don't know how good it would sound through Zoom, like when we do that, because it does compress. I know Zoom definitely compresses the audio, so I don't. But I love playing the piano, so I do not mind just doing that, because I don't normally get to play a grand piano out, at shows, because there's not one. Sometimes there might be an upright. Sometimes there's a grand piano. I've played one in an airport, but anytime I see one, I try and play it. Yeah.
All right. Well,
thank you for having me, and thank you for the opportunity.
Be out here doing it live very soon. So, but no, thank you for taking the time. I love the piano, and I think it's I love having you do stuff. I think you're genius. Actually, I just think you have such great thoughts that are always coming, and it's a special trait to have, not to lose that. I call it karma. A lot of people call it other things, but it's kind of what balances us as an artist, to be able to be open to suggestions and trying different things. So
yeah,
thanks again for coming. We're gonna get Judi coming up soon, so she's gonna start getting ready, and I'm gonna read another short poem maybe, just to get it going here while we wait for Judi to get completely ready. Mad Blues on the radio. A beat generation that hitched a ride on a bebop lifestyle. On the balconies in Greenwich Village, downtown in San Francisco, giving donations to the jazz of the streets. Jazz Mad Blues. Jazz Mad Blues. All right, so we're going to get ready to Judi. So Judi, why don't you come on board here, and we see you have a little setup kind of like mine, little decoration, which is nice. And take it away.
the casting show. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Listen, everybody. Come on, you dancers, on your feet. Let's go. Let's go.
Voila. That's all, folks. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. That was great. Thank you. That was great. I thought of the hula hoops because I have a friend that lives in Long Beach, and his wife runs her own hula hoop company. She makes her own handmade hula hoops down at Long Beach, New York. So I constantly go down there for a lot of events. So it was nice to see that. A lot of energy too. And thanks for coming out here. I love that. We're gonna get the next person going up. Next person is gonna be Rosalie. She's been on here before singing songs before. So we'll give her a minute to get her stuff together. And thanks for coming out to the antenna. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hi, my name is Rosalie Corry. I'm going to be singing Still Hurting from the Last 5 Years. Here we go. Jamie is over, Jamie is gone. Jamie's decided it's time to move on. Jamie has new dreams he's building upon. And I'm still hurting. Jamie arrived at the end of a line. Jamie's convinced that the problems are mine. Jamie is probably feeling just fine. And I'm still hurting. What about lies, Jamie? What about things that you swore to be true? What about you, Jamie? What about you? Jamie is sure something wonderful died. Jamie decides it's his right to decide. Jamie's got secrets he doesn't confide. And I'm still hurting. Go and hide and run away. Run away. Run and find something better. Go and ride the sun away. Run away. Like it's simple, like it's right. Give me a day, Jamie. Bring back the lies, hang them back on the wall. Maybe I'd see how you could be so certain that we had no chance at all. Jamie's over, and where can I turn? Covered with scars I did nothing to earn. Maybe there's somewhere a lesson to learn. But that wouldn't change the fact, that wouldn't speed the time once the foundation's cracked. And I'm still hurting. Thank you.
Good job. Thanks, Rosalie. It
Thank you.
was very good. Do you have anything else you want to do tonight?
I do not.
No.
No.
Maybe next time we'll go too.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So I'm going to close out tonight. If there's not anybody else that's logged into our Zoom here that would like to perform, let me know. I'm going to get ready and I'm going to do a couple more poems here to finish off the night. I want to thank Rachel and Abby for helping me do the antenna tonight. We'll be doing another one, I'm sure, in March. And for March's one, I'm hoping to get a friend of mine from Long Beach, Benoit, to come up and perform virtually from Long Beach, New York, as well as Kyle, who's supposed to go on tonight. He's acquired a taste. He'll be booked for the next one because he couldn't make it today because of the snow. So thanks for coming out tonight. And my name's Adam Rush, and I'm the Poet Laureate here at Brookfield. And I'm going to be right back with a couple more poems. Sober. Sober at midnight with a half-empty bottle of wine in hand, looking out a window at the vast dimensions of land, with my falling and rising eyes, full of pain and pleasure, my body trapped in the smoke-filled room, the scent of strawberry and its incense, covering the sweet perfume, marijuana, being smoked by the dramatic burnout poets in the corner of the dark coffee house. Whispers at the night, as a man with a shaved head stands fully erect, with a blank stare, fire coming out of his mouth and his eyes, screaming his lyrics of social stability and his broken poetry of superior Aryan race. A small regiment cheers him on. As many others fall silent, laughing to themselves, and my mind wanders unaware of this place, out into the deserted countryside, through the farmhouses and barnyards, through the haystacks and manure fields, running with the windmills, air fast on my shoulder, invisible in the grass plains, hiding in the shadow of a field, exposing my paper wings and their false hope to reveal the whispering voices of tall, endless forgotten trees in the distance, through the curving streams and deep winding forests with its confusing paths, running up to empty staircases of hills and cliffs where Rourke lay silent and naked, cherishing the earth with a vision of himself. And I look at the reflection, I look at my reflection in the murky swamps, hoping I am not alone. Through the skies so blue and endless, impossibly clouded with any other existence but our own passion, through the distant pools made from the eternal rains, made from the commotion and motion of ocean, and earth trembling with fear, through open windows and tinted windshields, this vision of obscure figures hidden beyond our own immortal reigns, through the air crisp and fresh, tickling our flesh with sensation and rebirth, calming our minds with patience and mirth, and making us sleep through all the thunder, blinding us with flashes of brilliance, creating in the dark outlines of our own reflections. I am not alone. Sober at midnight. No escape into the intoxication of nature. The coffee house now bare, except for a few stranded vagabonds drinking coffee and mumbling to themselves. A girl sits on the stage. A dark and hidden figure, speaking soft poetry that makes me want to sleep. And my clutched hand will not release this empty bottle. Next piece I'm going to read is actually my sister Adrian's favorite poem of mine. It was written in 1994, so I was a sophomore in Brookfield High School, BHS, and it was, I was brought up Lutheran, so it definitely has a religious kind of tone to it. But I'll read and see what you think of it. It's called "As Far as I Can See," and it's from my sister Adrian. Everything is now so easy, so clear, so wonderful. Not a worry in the world for my long-awaited soul. I have waited for this moment, not for glory or fame, but a peace for me and my family. I see the light that I believed in and prayed for the last night, not to die, but to rest in heaven by my Lord. I feel so free as far as I can see. Thanks for listening to The Antenna. I'm Adam Rush, and I'm the Poet Laureate at Brookfield. You can check me out on YouTube, ATOM Rush, ATO with an O, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify. I do have 2 records out with music. And thanks for tuning in. This one is called Lights on a String. I am going to make it. Light shines on my face, but the shadow hides. Love, a foolish child. Between friends and cocktails, there is never a strong enough drink. I stole her guitar. She wears her boots to bed. She is my civil distraction, wrist reaction, her soft appealing, end world extinction. She steals Wi-Fi and water, destroys this author. She is hanging back. She does not want me to see her. She dances the barren soul, sky of stars invisible, fog and technology, barrier and cruel judgment. Fear the atom ramblings, buried words rise to her static response. She makes me sing her lyrics. She makes me sing the lyrics before her song. She is my uncivil dedication. Cuts attraction, her soft claiming, tender world distraction. She deals Wi-Fi and water. She is hanging back. She does not want me to see her. Her smile catches shadow, harvests light in the badlands, lingers truth in the madlands, disguises fear in the sad lands. Free the oxygen from her tree. Everything is the embryo of sky, a detached memory. Free the oxygen from her trees. Lights on a string. All right, I'm going to read my last poem. This one's called Almost Believe. My last track, last one, Lights on a String, and this one are both going to be on my next record. I put music for them already. Almost Believe is kind of like roughly kind of about aliens, but not really. That's why it's called Almost Believe, because it's something that I don't really quite believe in yet. But as we learn more and more about how immense galaxies are and space in general, you know, it's pretty incredible that there may be some poet on some faraway planet writing, feeling maybe the same thoughts. Maybe those thoughts and those ideas can spread, can reach out that far. And that's kind of what the antenna is about a little bit, especially now here in the time when we are, you know, bars aren't open for the music. A lot of musicians need this outlet, and that's why I wanted to do it. I wanted to make sure that we're you know, working on our soul as much as our bodies. So this one's called Almost Believe. Beckon a galaxy to exist, contrast in chronic tendency, visionary creed, we recite in hypocrisy. The primitive one says, let men draw quarters in rust breath, impulsive as hate, and to relate, Cooper or William, hysterical saint. Let it bend in gods and governments, Almost Believe. Reckon a system to realize, contrast in lonely memory, why its brightness continues to burn without capacity to learn. The primitive one states, why such savagery for land, for blood in disguise, pain in the cries of blind prophet. Bleary, Case, Edgar, sleeping prophet. Let it flee in angels and aliens, Almost Believe. Reflect a message to revive, contrast in hidden truths. Why do they cry for religion, but scream in judgment? The primitive soul treads, transform rant into chant. Pain, Thomas, liberty without restraint. Let it seed in prophets and junkies, in gods and governments, Almost Believe. Rectify your safe ground. Burns in line, treks on light. The primitive soul muses, absurd chances denied. Where do we begin to make amends? All right, well, thank you very much for tuning in. And we look forward to seeing you in March. We'll have hopefully Benoit from Long Beach coming in, as well as some other local people. And then in April, we're hoping to do one with some other local poet laureates in the area. So look forward to it. You can always look for information on that at the Brookfield Library website. And thanks again for listening to the antenna and viewing our little open mic here, and for all the performers. Thank you as well. And again, thank you to the Brookfield Library for helping us do this.
Thanks, Adam. I'm going to end the stream.